It's 3:32, and I will call this formal session of the Northern University Board of Trustees to order. Can we have a roll call from Secretary of the Board, Kathy Andrew?
We can. Trustee Fatante.
Here.
Trustee Hart.
Here.
Trustee Haveman. Trustee
Trustee
Mahaney.
Haveman is having trouble getting into the meeting.
Okay.
I thought he was there just moments ago. I saw
There
him.
he is. Trustee Haveman, you're present?
Yep,
Okay, Trustee
We-
Haveman.
we can
I'm
see you, Jim.
muted.
Trustee Mahaney.
Here.
Trustee Mitchell.
Here,
Trustee Murray Brown.
Present.
Trustee Savoy.
Here.
Trustee Young.
Here.
All trustees are present and we have a quorum.
thank you very much. I'd like to ask for a motion to amend the agenda to include agenda item 11, which is action on a recommendation from the president to move forward with planning for a face-to-face instruction in 2020.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to add that agenda item 11. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. The motion is carried. Now I would like to have a motion to accept the agenda as amended. Is there a motion for that, please?
Donna Marie Brown, I move the agenda with the amendment to be accepted.
Is there a second?
Support.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carried. Now we'll have a moment of silence for June Jamrich, and then President Erickson has some comments. So this is a moment of silence for the former First Lady of Northern Michigan University and the widow and the wife of John X. Jamrich, president from 1968 to 1983.
I'm all set now, Kathy.
Okay, the moment of silence is over. President Erickson, would you please read a memorial honoring for former First Lady June Jamrich?
Yes, thank you very much. At this time, Northern Michigan University wishes to take a moment to honor and celebrate the life of June Jamrich. Mrs. Jamrich, who was a visible presence on campus and in the community during her husband John Jamrich's tenure as Northern's president from 1968 to 1983, passed away April 20th at her home in Jacksonville, Florida. She was 95 years young. While at Northern, June Jamrich was known for a commitment to involving students in activities that she said felt would strengthen their social connections and networking skills while expanding their horizons. Many Northern alumni remember fondly Mrs. Jamrich inviting them to a meal at K House or to participate in an event she was coordinating on campus. Nationally, June played a major role in organizing the first series of professional development tracks for presidential spouses at the Association of State Colleges and University Conferences, which she was designated to take place simultaneously with the conference for the university presidents. She even served as Northern's figure skating instructor one semester when the scheduled instructor broke her leg. I first met June shortly after becoming Northern's president, when she and John returned to campus for the dedication of the new Jamrich Hall. Since then, I've had the great opportunity to spend time with the couple during the summer trips to Marquette and my visits to Florida for alumni events. I came to know June as an exceptionally bright, compassionate, and witty woman, someone with whom I really enjoyed spending time. She, like John, stayed deeply connected to the university and the people of Northern. She will be missed by all in the Northern family. We're lucky to know and experience her graciousness and kindness.
Thank you very much, Fritz. That's a wonderful tribute. I also want to read to you a letter that we received an email from June Jamrich's husband. Mrs. Jamrich and I spent many decades serving in higher education. Without question, our 15 years at Northern Michigan University remain our most cherished memories. We're proud to have been a part of building an educational institution with its distinguished past and its bright future, its forward-looking research activity, its distinguished athletic programs, its high-tech facilities, a model student personnel program, and extensive community involvement. The Board of Trustees has provided the leadership for a high-quality faculty and committed to a continuing effort of support for the future of its students. I bow with respect to my partner in education, wife, June, for her influence and contribution to our university. And I thank the board for also recognizing the contributions of this former First Lady to students, faculty, staff, and the Marquette community. It's signed Dr. John X. Jamrich, President Emeritus. On a personal note, John became president of Northern the year after I graduated. And so I got to know him even better through my mother and father, who were good friends of the Jamriches. And John was a terrific guy, and June was, having seen her in action when she was First Lady, just a force of her own, just a huge personality and an outstanding First Lady. So on a personal note, she was a great asset to Northern Michigan University, and lived a long, wonderful life. So thank you very much, Fritz. And now let's move to agenda item 5, which are individual requests to the board. Secretary Andrew, have we had any of those requests?
No, there are no requests to address the board today.
All right, thank you very much. Agenda item 6, the ASNMU update. We'd like to invite Emma and Paige, the president and past president, to give their update for ASNMU.
Hi, my name is Emma Drever. I'm the new president of ASNMU. I'm joined today by Paige Puslik, the previous president. We're just going to talk to you guys a little bit about our plans for the fall and next year, as well as our accomplishments over this past year. Next slide, please.
All right, so, do you want to do this slide? Or do you
Yeah,
want me
this one is mine. So in terms of outreach on campus, we had a really great year of recruitment. We doubled the size of our org from 6 representatives to 13, and we'll go into the fall semester with 13 representatives. We're really excited about that, as well as to continue recruitment efforts. We've been collaborating with RAs, the Student Athletic Advisory Council, as they're trying to rewrite their bylaws, eco reps with the bike share, as well as our career closet and some other sustainability efforts on campus, and then college Democrats and Republicans for voting advocacy efforts. My academic affairs committee has also spent the past year meeting with deans of the colleges so that we have those relationships in place. We're excited to continue to work with the deans through the coronavirus and all that entails. Next slide, please. And then in terms of voter advocacy, ASNMU currently has an ad hoc committee for voting efforts. We are part of the Michigan All-In Challenge to register the most students to vote on our campus. This committee is currently creating a campus vote plan, both for in-person and virtual learning, depending on how the fall semester looks. We're really excited to finalize this plan, and we're working with a couple different faculty and administrators to create the plan and then get it out there. The plan is due to the all-in organization on May 31st, so a lot of that will be happening after finals week ends. In this past winter semester, we did 6 registration tables and booths, helping over 100 students to register. We're really excited to continue those efforts. That's what the pictures are from on the slide, some different booths that we did to help students register to vote and get their absentee ballots. And then, as I mentioned, we're developing this campus vote plan and looking at all the avenues that we can access to reach students to register them to vote. So we're really excited to continue these efforts. We think it's a really positive thing to focus on as our lives are changing with the coronavirus. It's absolutely something that we should be focusing on right now, our politicians. So we're really excited to bring that to campus in the fall. Next slide, please.
All right, so NMU was also affected by the coronavirus. We did, however, still function. We had meetings every Thursday, and the period project was still continued at the residence halls. My last day in office, we signed the resolution to support an increase in debt limit for registration, and then student services and activities. Yeah, we just continue to work together with the students.
Yeah, this last one is just a work group that I'm a part of right now as the current president, looking at all the activities for students over the summer and in the fall to see how those are affected by the virus and what we can do to maximize the enrichment of our students on campus while we can't be in proximity with each other. So our voice is definitely getting out there. We're just really excited to continue working with everyone to make continue the next year the best it can be. Next slide, please.
So these are just a few of our very many accomplishments we had this year. In October, the bike share program helped the university become bronze level, a bike-friendly university, which was super exciting. We had the 1UP conference. We brought NMU, Michigan Tech, and Lake Superior State together. That was super fun to have everybody in the same room and all of those great ideas. And then our biggest improvement, I think, would have to be the computer project. We got over 8,000 donations, and we're able to expand it to 12 different bathrooms. So we're very proud of that. But yeah, that's all. That's all I have.
Hey, well, thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
You're very welcome.
Are there any questions for the ASNMU for either Paige or Emma? Emma, I thought you did a great job in the academic senate meeting. You asked a lot of good questions. I'm sure Fitz would agree with me on that. And
Thank you.
We look forward to working with you for the next year and in your capacity as the head of the ASNMU. Paige, you did a terrific job, and we appreciate all that you did on behalf of the students.
Thank you. That means a lot.
All right. Thank you very much for your reports.
Yep.
Take care. Enjoy the day. All right. The next item on our agenda is the Board of Trustees Student Achievement Award recipients. And so I'd like to have an opportunity to read a little bit about each of these people who have received this award. The Board of Trustees Student Achievement Awards recognize the significant contributions that students have made to the quality of life at NMU through their involvement in extracurricular activities or through work in university department. They have contributed to the richness of the student experience on this campus and the quality of life beyond the university community. The Global Campus Award is meant for students who have made a significant commitment to their education through the online NMU Global Campus Program. The commitment can be demonstrated by having overcome obstacles in their education path and reaching academic excellence, focus, and career ambitions through the access to the program. So this year's recipients are, first of all, Jamie Kimball. Jamie is from Prior Lake, Minnesota. She started classes here in the fall of 2016 as a Hardin Scholar and as a member of the Honor Program, and has had double majors in mathematics and economics and double minors in history and computer science. Jamie will graduate summa cum laude with full honors. After graduation, Jamie will be attending Michigan State University for a fully funded PhD in mathematics. Her goal is to become a university professor. The next award is to Mark Holmgren, the outstanding graduating senior. Mark is a native of Michigan's, the Upper Peninsula's best city, Ishpeming, the home of the chairman of the board. He came to NMU in 2015 and has had a double major in accounting and chemistry. Mark is a graduating cum laude. In the fall, he'll be attending the University of Michigan Center for the Study of Higher and Post-Secondary Education's Masters of Arts in Higher Education program. The outstanding student of any class is Chloe Wilkinson. Chloe is a Marquette native and started at NMU in January 2016. She's a double majoring in biology with a concentration in psychology and Spanish. Chloe will be graduating summa cum laude in May. Chloe plans to apply to medical schools this summer and will continue working as a medical assistant until she starts medical school. The next award is for the outstanding non-traditional student. That goes to Cody Meyer, who started classes at NMU in the winter of 2017 as a public administration major. He's originally from Sault Ste. Marie. Cody is considered a non-traditional student because he's in the National Guard and is a husband and father. Cody has served in the National Guard since 2014. He currently holds the rank of sergeant and is working full-time as a recruiter. He was named NMU Student Veteran of the Year for 2019 and 2020. Cody's graduating in August and will be working as a Michigan National Guard recruiter for the next 6 years. He's also a candidate for the Marquette City Commission in the 2016 election. And the final award is for the outstanding global campus student. And this award goes to Mindy Garrow. Mindy is a first-generation college student. She lives in Marquette and has worked at the Upper Peninsula Health Plan for 12 years. Mindy has wanted to finish her bachelor's degree since completing her associate's degree in 2007 at NMU. She re-entered Northern in the fall of 2018 and started taking classes in the leadership program. This program has helped her achieve her personal goals and has taught her skills to be a better leader. She'll be graduating in August. Mindy states, quote, "I've proven to myself as well as family and friends that by putting my mind to this, I can achieve something I once thought was impossible." So for all of these extraordinary students, congratulations. They are all just tremendous students, and they embody what being a Wildcat really means. So congratulations to all of those students for the great job they've done here at Northern Michigan University.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
that's Jim Haveman here. Two things. One is I hope you'll send them a personal note of thanks and appreciation for the board for their fine contribution. And secondly, I guess a question for Fritz, do we use these in a marketing way as an example of excellence for people who might come to Northern Michigan University?
We do in a number of different kinds of ways with that, either through social media or others. And so what we like to do is work individually with these students to make sure we're within their comfort levels of doing.
Okay, all right, because it's really significant.
Yeah, these are great examples of students.
Gives you hope for America, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any comments about these great students that we've just honored? Seeing none, it's time for the president's report. Fritz?
Thank you very much. I appreciate this opportunity. And, as I was sitting back and thinking the last time I gave an official report to the board was before the coronavirus. And this has been among the most amazing 6 weeks of my life, and I'm sure everybody else's. One of the things I do want to publicly recognize is the appreciation we all have at Northern for the board's willingness to be as engaged as they have been. From the get-go of this process, the board has been on daily informal sessions to really talk through and stay abreast and offer us guidance in how to move through all these challenges, and that has been deeply appreciated. I'm not going to go through all of the things I reported over each of those meetings, but I do want to highlight a few. I do, though all those meetings were really about keeping you abreast of all these different pandemic efforts. I was particularly happy when I was able to report to you about the PP items that our faculty, staff, and students have been engaged with, whether it's been the art and design faculty involved in designing and making these wonderful plexiglass shields, what the theater staff has done sewing face masks, the use of our 3D printers and CNC machines to help in all of that production. I know you're well aware that we created the Wildcat Means Business campaign to support local and alumni businesses and services. I know that's been very well received. Invented NMU has been offering free services to small businesses. The Cybersecurity Institute has been offering free cybersecurity courses to businesses and to community members. And we're actively supporting the K-12 system through the use of the Educational Access Network and our public television station, WNMU, for educational purposes. On that note, particular shout out to Gavin Leach and the entire IT staff. We have crossed the threshold of 6,200 families that have internet access today that didn't have it before we started the EAN. And in this time of need, having internet access has been really important. And we look forward to that continuing to expand. Of course, our focus has been very much on supporting NMU students, and we've done this in a number of ways, including the development of the 2020 Wildcat Student Relief Fund that's been, I know, supported by many of you, by the campus leadership, by faculty, staff, parents, community members, all of those things. That was not my dog. Those have been really important. I'm very proud of our ability to keep the residence halls and the campus apartments open and operational for those that do not have other permanent places of residences. We've heard from so many students and so many parents how appreciative they were that we were able to keep those residence halls open, keep our students safe, keep them fed through this crisis. It meant a lot to those families. And of course, the work that's been done by the NMU Food Pantry, where we've been averaging 50 to 60 students, where we've been each week, where we've been providing food, hygiene products, anything that we can figure out how to provide to help those students and their young families each week has been really important. I'd also like to throw a few shout outs for some additional things that have happened on campus. The work that's been done by the All Campus Tutoring Center, shifting gears to be able to support students in their online and non-face-to-face courses. This is not an easy task. I mean, we often think about what it takes to change a class, but what their work has done in terms of helping tutor students through and helping them be successful. The Writing Center has done an amazing job along these lines, as has the NMU Help Desk, and for all of the technology assistance. Northern's Counseling and Consultation Service has been doing a wonderful job doing phone consultations to help students in need find mental health and well-being services in whatever area they're currently residing. Veteran students, the work of Mike Rutledge and that team continues to support veteran students in very important ways. Academic career advising has been fantastic. You know, rec services, career services. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And I could keep you here for hours offering our congratulations. But I do want to recognize a couple of people that are especially deserving. Bill Dignight, for whom you heard earlier. He received the Don Gallup Honor Award from the Michigan Council for Exceptional Children for his work to promote sensory-friendly productions at Forrest Roberts Theater. I know you're well aware of that, and that was an honor, an award to Bill that we're all very proud of. Jamie Crabb, our assistant nurse and assistant nursing professor, was selected by the National Council of State Boards of Nursing to be part of the development of the organization's national certification exam. Jim McCormick's book on George Cyrus and the birth of the wildlife photography was selected among the Library of Michigan's 2020 notable books. And again, the list goes on and on. And finally, Northern's first and longest serving hockey coach, Rick Comley, who we all know well, was named the prestigious 2020 Legend of College Hockey Award from the Hobie Baker Memorial Award Foundation. Congratulations to them all. That concludes my report. I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Does anyone have any questions for Fritz?
It's not a question, but I have a comment on Bill Dignight's award. If you go to the website about Theater for All, this is a really prestigious group to be included in. It's impressive, and it's a really amazing thing for Northern.
It is.
Yeah, there's no doubt he's done a tremendous job for Northern. Any other comments or questions? Well, I congratulations, Fritz. The fact that we had to be so nimble and adjust so quickly when we had to move to online classes was just tremendous. And the administration, you and the administration, as well as the faculty, did an extraordinary job on that. So congratulations to you and to everybody who was involved in that, because it was seamless, it was quick. And it was just an extraordinary job by everybody on campus. So we really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, the next item on our agenda are the committee reports. Alexis, the Academic Affairs Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. An Academic Affairs Committee meeting of the Board of Trustees of Northern Michigan was held today, April 30th, 2020. The meeting was convened at 1:05 p.m. by myself. The committee members present were myself, Trustee Lisa Fatante, Trustee Donna Marie Brown, Chairman of the Board Steve Mitchell, Chairman of the Board ex officio, and Dr. Fritz Erickson, President ex officio. We received committee reports on the Academic Senate update. We also received a report on the charter school reauthorizations, and we were presented with 8 new programs. The committee recommends that the Board of Trustees approves the following. After a motion duly made and seconded, the committee recommends to the Board of Trustees contract renewals for Nottawash Public School Academy and JKL Boutwing Public School Academy. This motion is a part of the formal recommendations. Additionally, after a motion duly made and seconded, the committee recommends to the Board of Trustees approval of the following programs. There are 8. The first is Computer Science Masters. The second, the 4+1 Business Administration Masters. The Cyber Defense Certificate. The Theater Technology and Design Bachelor of Fine Arts. Bachelors of Dance. The Musical Theater Performance Bachelor of Fine Arts. And Music with Elective Studies in an Outside Field Bachelor's. It's a mouthful. And a Welding Technology Associates. So this motion is a part of the formal recommendations. And the meeting adjourned at 2:34 p.m.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions for Alexis regarding the Academic Affairs Committee meeting? Any comments? All right, thank you very much, Trustee Hart. We appreciate your work on that committee and for your report. Next is the Extended Learning Community Engagement Committee, which is chaired by the Vice Chair, Trustee Savoy. Tammy?
Thank you. Today at 2:34 p.m. by video conference, a meeting of the Extended Learning and Community Engagement Committee of the Board of Trustees of Northern Michigan University was held. Present were committee members, myself as chair, Alexis Hart, Donna Marie Brown, Steve Mitchell ex officio, Dr. Fritz Erickson ex officio, and Dr. Steve Vandenhoven, Vice President for Extended Learning and Community Engagement. The committee received informational reports with no action required on the following matters from Dr. Steve Vandenhoven: the cannabis-related programming in extended learning and community engagement, the COVID-19 response of community engagement and extended learning, and finally, the Northern Promise and other programming and the impact that COVID-19 has had on those programs. Meeting was adjourned at 3:07 today.
Any questions or comments for Trustee Savoy? Seeing none, thank you very much for your report and for your hard work on that committee as well. Appreciate it very much. Now we'll have a motion on the formal recommendations. Will someone please make a motion to approve the formal recommendations?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second, support.
It's been moved and supported to approve the formal recommendation. There will be no discussion on this. Secretary Andrew, will you take a roll call vote to approve the formal recommendations?
Okay, please indicate your vote by either saying aye or nay. Trustee Fatante.
Aye.
Trustee Hart.
Aye.
Trustee Haveman.
Aye.
Trustee Mahaney.
Aye, yep.
Trustee Mitchell.
Aye.
Trustee Murray Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Savoy.
Aye.
Trustee Young.
Aye.
Be 8-4-0 against.
The motion carries and the formal recommendations are approved. Now we'll have a recommendation regarding moving forward with planning for face-to-face instruction from President Erickson. Fritz?
Yes, we've had really quite amazing work from Northern Michigan University's Emergency Response Group. They've been calling groups together to discuss all of the intricacies about the possibility of moving back to face-to-face courses for the fall. And therefore, Northern's administration would like the support of the Board of Trustees to move forward with planning for face-to-face instruction for fall 2020. We'll take all reasonable measures necessary to make classes, housing, dining, student events, and all university activities safe. We'll abide by all reasonable recommendations and lawful orders of the state and federal authorities. A motion by the board would indicate to the public and to the campus community our intention to take actions that will provide the NMU experience for which students choose our university and have come to expect Northern to be able to provide.
Is there a motion to move to face-to-face classes in the fall of 2020?
Mr. Chair, I move that the Board of Trustees adopt the recommendation of the administration. It is the intent of the Board of Trustees at Northern Michigan University that NMU will return to face-to-face instruction for the fall 2020 semester. We will follow all reasonable recommendations and lawful orders of the state and federal authorities. The motion encourages the Northern faculty, staff, and administration to be innovative and intentional in its approach to offering face-to-face instruction and on-campus living during the challenging times brought about by the COVID-19 outbreak.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion on this motion.
Mr. Chair, we don't take this decision lightly, and the primary focus of making this decision is to ensure that we feel confident that every precaution is taken to protect our students, the faculty and the staff, the entire campus community, and the entire community, while being able to provide a robust learning and living experience for the students. It's very important to us that our students enjoy and get back to the collegial environment.
Is there any other discussion on this motion? The chair would like to make a comment. I think it's very important, and I'm glad, Fritz, that you've asked the board for this recommendation, because I think when the board indicates to everyone in the NMU community, to our students and potential students, and to everybody in Marquette area, that we are going to come back in the fall, we are going to be an on-campus university, that it sends a very loud and clear message that we're going to come back and we're going to do the best job we can in protecting everyone in the NMU community. It is a face-to-face university. In the past, has always been. The reason people come up here is to not only get a great education, but to enjoy the beauty of the Marquette community. And so by the fact that the board has passed this resolution, we are sending a very loud and clear message to everyone. And that's potential students anywhere that may have a school that's going to go online, that unless some external forces beyond our control say no, we're going to be opening up, and we'll be opening up in the fall as an face-to-face in-person university. So with that in mind, let's have a roll call vote on this motion.
Okay, again, please indicate your vote by saying aye or nay. Trustee Fatante.
Aye.
Trustee Hart.
Aye.
Trustee Haveman.
Yes.
Trustee Mahaney.
Yep.
Trustee Mitchell.
Aye.
Trustee Murray Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Savoy.
Aye.
Trustee Young.
Aye.
Would be 8 for and 0 against.
The board has unanimously passed a resolution to move to face-to-face education in the fall of 2020. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Appreciate the fact that we're going to be doing that and all the work that's going to entail. But I know that NMU will do, as it always does, a tremendous job in preparing for that, to make sure that we can provide as safe as possible environment for everybody on campus. President Erickson, would you please make an announcement that an informal closed session of the board will be held in conjunction with the July and September meetings of the board?
You took the words out of my mouth. An informal closed session of the board will be held in conjunction with the Thursday, Friday, July 16th and 17th, and Thursday, Friday, September 24th, 25th, 2020 meetings of the board.
Thank you very much. Now let's go around and have something for the good of the order. And why don't we do it in the same way we take the roll call votes, starting in alphabetical order? And Lisa, do you have any comments for the good of the order?
I think it's been said before, but I guess just to thank the administration, faculty, staff at NMU for everything, all their efforts during this coronavirus pandemic, and continued efforts. And just say that I can't wait to actually see everyone in person, hopefully in not too far future.
Thank you very much. Alexis?
Just a comment from my side. I think it is fantastic that we're moving with the decision to go back to face-to-face in the fall. I think it's the right decision. We've proven that, and everyone's done a fantastic job in the flexibility and agility of moving online as quickly as we did. But there's a real value in that social education of being face-to-face. That I think is critical for students today. So very pleased to see that. Also just want to welcome Emma as well as the new president of ASNMU, and thank Paige Pucelik. She had stepped in as interim on fairly short notice, and it was a pleasure working with her and appreciate her efforts, although short-lived as the president, and want to just recognize her leadership as well.
Thank you very much. Jim?
I heard a quote this week that I found kind of interesting. It was, we're all in the same storm, but we're all in different boats. And I think it's been fairly impressive how all of us in different ways in our own lives and our own homes have all been able to work together to accomplish some significant transformation at Northern Michigan University, and also to the students for their tolerance. I mean, it's pretty clear to me that we're going to have to learn how to pivot quickly going forward. And I know this is tough on the leadership team and everybody who's been engaged, and the faculty and the students, but I just want to say thanks for that. And I think the future looks optimistic. I was really moved by the tributes, Steve, that you read of these young men and women today. And I think it holds well for Northern and its reputation throughout the state.
Thanks very much, Jim. Next would be Bob, correct?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All I would say is I would echo much of what's been said before. I tip my hat to Fritz, Gavin, Dr. Schuling, Steve, the entire leadership team, faculty, staff. There's a lot of people, top to bottom, that have put in yeoman's work to enable us to get through this and to be in a position where we can open in the fall. And I think it's noteworthy to also mention that in order for us to open in the fall, it's going to require a collaborative effort with the community being not just Marquette community, but across the UP, to ensure that our students and our the residents of the UP are safe. And one of the things that's been very rewarding for me on a personal level is to see the UP community come together in a very collaborative and bootstrap manner, if you will, to start the work that's required in order for the Upper Peninsula to reopen, including our university campuses. The entire healthcare system in the UP, all 14 hospitals are working together, sharing resources, best practices. And in fact, even our 3 universities have started to come together to talk about sharing resources, including testing and tracing methodology. And Dr. Schuling's heavily involved in that, along with other people. And I'm really encouraged to see that. And I think it's important to note, in light of the resolution that we passed today, that is a critical component and one of the reasons that I'm confident we're going to be able to open in the fall. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Bob. I appreciate it. Donna?
Sure. So I have lots of things to say, but I'm going to keep it short. The first thing is being a new board member, and being a new board member during a pandemic crisis has been extremely interesting. But what it has done for me is I'm able to see in real time the leadership team, the faculty and staff, and how bold and courageous they are. And like Jim, I have a quote. I've been leveraging quotes during this whole last 6 weeks for myself as a leader. But there's this quote came to me and it reminded me of the leadership team and those that are just making some really great decisions on behalf of the students and the community. So the quote is by Tony Robbins and it says, "Expect change, analyze the landscape, take the opportunities, stop being the chess piece, become the player. It's our move." And that's, to me, summarize the leadership team in terms of the bold leadership I've seen exercised. I think it's our move. We are really exhibiting our leadership, I think, in the community of higher ed. And I'm really excited that we made the decision today for students to join face-to-face in the fall. So thank you for all you do to everyone. Really excited to continue to be on the board with all of you.
Thanks very much, and we're delighted to have you on the board with us. Who's next, Kathy?
That would be Trustee Savoy.
Oh, Tammy, of course.
Thank you. I want to say thank you for all the work of the leadership at the university. The administration has done a great job, but I really want to thank you in advance for what's going to be happening in the next couple of months in preparation for everyone to come back. I know this is something that the administration will take very seriously and will look very closely at all of the issues coming forward. I recognize that we're going to still be involved in hearing about what's going on and what's happening next. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it again in July. But I really appreciate in advance all of the effort everyone is going to be making. Thank you very much to the leadership team.
And thank you very much, Tammy. Steve?
Yeah, I echo pretty much what everybody said, and but I just want to add a couple of things. I think back often about that call we had, and Steve Vandenhoven mentioned this in his presentation, that Wednesday evening when this was all coming down, and Fritz said, "We're going to close the university Thursday and Friday, and we're going to go online on Monday," and all these terms that were just coming out, social distancing and all those things, just trying to get my head around everything. And I think back from that call to how far we've come to today, and to me, it's amazing. And I think a lot of that is due to the, to the team there that's kind of hunkered down and did what needed to be done. I mean, these are extraordinary times, obviously, and require extraordinary measures, and those have been taken. And I think that, we have to adapt to advance. And I think we're doing that. And I'm really pleased with how far we've come since that call. It was an evening, and I remember it was like the whole world was coming crashing down, and how far we've moved from there. And I think the effort today and the resolution to open in the fall is great. I think we need to be optimistic and positive, and looking forward to that. Most of all, I look forward to getting back up there in person and seeing everybody. And rather than doing this stuff on Zoom all the time and conference calls, I miss everybody. I miss being up there and being part of all that. And definitely look forward to that happening, hopefully in the very near future. So thank you.
Thank you very much. And let me just say, this was an extraordinary the way that Northern handled this. Fritz, your entire team that Bob acknowledged, Carrie and Steve and Brad and the entire leadership team, just extraordinary. The faculty who just turned on a dime and went to online classes almost overnight. It wasn't from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We opened up online. This world-class faculty that we have did an extraordinary job and have continued to do an extraordinary job. Mike Bath and all of the people in his office who've been working 12-hour shifts nonstop, protecting the school, the people in the, Jeff Corpy and the people in the residence halls, and all of the workers in the residence halls, as well as in the food service, providing food. And they may have had some complaints because it wasn't as good because they had to grab and go, but they moved quickly, and we altered and changed some pricing as a result of the fact that they had to go to grab and go food. But I mean, just talk about a team effort up and down the line, from the president all the way through to every student on our campus. It's been really done well. I'm not going to make any negative mentions of any other universities in the state, but I will say this: I think Northern Michigan University handled the problems dealing with the coronavirus better than any other school. We're one of the smallest, but I think we did it the best. We kept our residence halls open. We kept our food service open so that our students that wanted to stay on campus could. And I think that everybody from the board all the way down should feel very, very proud of the way in which our university has handled this and continued to handle it. And I just want to thank everybody who has been involved. We on the board appreciate it very much. And in terms of the board has worked incredibly hard ever since that came about and has really pulled together. And my fellow board members are to be congratulated along with everybody else for the work that they have done throughout this crisis. So NMU, the Wildcats continue to do it better than everybody else. So with that in mind, unless there's no other further comments, this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fritz. Take care.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.